Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the Arab State chairs the work of the 22nd sessions of the Council of Ministers. For the international scene, the Israeli army shoots at demonstrators. Welcome to our newsroom. Under the chairmanship of His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, the 22nd meeting of the Council of Ministers was held on 24 December, and 13 items were on the agenda as reported by the government spokesman Mahmoud Ali Yusuf.
Du chef de l'État, Son Excellence M. Ismail Omar Guelleh, s'est tenue la 22e séance du Conseil des ministres en ce mardi 24 décembre 2024.
First question, draft law on the approval of the financial accounts of the Center for Studies and Scientific Research of Djibouti, CERD, for the fiscal year 2023. The financial accounts of CERD for 2023 show revenues of 803.6 million Djiboutian francs and expenses of 815.4 million Djiboutian francs, resulting in a deficit of 11.8 million. Revenues decreased from 992.5 million in 2022 to 803.6 million Djiboutian francs in 2023, mainly to a drop in extraordinary income. Self-generated revenues dropped to 10.8 million Djiboutian francs in 2023 from 29.9 million Djiboutian francs. The state operating subsidy also declined to 726.4 million Djiboutian francs, down from 736.8 million Djiboutian francs. Total expenses dropped to 815.3 million Djiboutian francs compared to 972.4 million Djiboutian francs in 2022. However, personnel expenses rose to 644.6 million Djiboutian francs, up from 602 million Djiboutian francs in 2022. CERD received equipment subsidy worth 505.3 million Djiboutian francs and invested 7 million in tools, office equipment, and furniture in 2023. Ministry of Infrastructure and Equipment. Second question, draft laws on the approval of the financial accounts of Djibouti International Airport for the fiscal year 2022 and 2023. For 2022, the airport of Djibouti reported revenues of 3.2 billion Djiboutian francs and expenses of 3.5 billion Djiboutian francs, resulting in a deficit of 350 million Djiboutian francs. Investments totaled 974.2 million Djiboutian francs for software, construction, technical installations, and office equipment. For 2023, revenues increased to 3.4 billion Djiboutian francs, but expenses also rose to 3.6 billion Djiboutian francs, maintaining a significant deficit. Investments for 2023 remained at 974.2 million Djiboutian francs, similar to 2022. Third question, draft decree approving the 2025 budget forecast of the National Agency for Persons with Disabilities. The NPH 2025 budget is balanced at 213.6 million Djiboutian francs, down from 231 million Djiboutian francs in 2024. The budget relies solely on state subsidy. Operating expenses include 30 million Djiboutian francs for operations and 131 million Djiboutian francs for personnel. Investment expenses are set at 70 million Djiboutian francs for equipment for persons with disabilities, including wheelchairs, postages, white canes, and anti-bed sore mattresses. First question, draft decree approving the 2025 budget forecast for the Disability Support Fund. The 2025 budget for the Disability Support Fund is balanced at 258.4 million Djiboutian francs, up by 20 million Djiboutian francs compared to the previous year. Revenues include state subsidy and contributions from levies on alcoholic and soft drink imports, as well as donations. Expenditures will focus on constructing facilities, providing basic needs for disabled individuals, and promoting employment opportunities. Fifth question, draft decree approving the 2025 budget of the Zakat Office. The 2025 budget of the Zakat Office is balanced with income and expenses both at 450.4 million Djiboutian francs. This represents a slight increase. The revenues come from the government grant, zakat receipts, sponsorship programs, incomes, and rents from buildings and land. The Zakat Office will allocate 16% of the 2024 zakat receipts, 25.6 million Djiboutian francs for operational expenses. The entire sponsorship program income, 960.7 million Djiboutian francs, will be distributed. Other expenses include staff costs, social security contributions, and maintenance costs. A total of 1,613 orphans, 213 more than last year, will benefit from the sponsorship program funded by local donors with 96.7 million Djiboutian francs. Ministry of Labor, Formalization and Social Protection. Sixth question, draft decree approving the 2025 budget of the National Agency for Employment, Training and Professional Insertion. The 2025 budget for NFEP is balanced with income and expenses both at 573.7 million Djibouti francs. This budget is lower than the previous year, decreasing from 598.7 Djibouti million francs in 2024 to 573.7 million in 2025. Income drops from 658.7 million in 2024 to 594.7 million in 2025. The main income sources are work permits, private agents' licenses, room rentals, and professional cards. These revenues decreased from 428 million francs in 2024 to 371 million francs in 2025. Total expenses increased from 487.7 million in 2024 to 573.7 million in 2025, mainly due to purchases, external services, and other services. Ministry of Commerce and Tourism. Seventh question. Draft decree approving the 2025 budget of the Djiboutian Standards and Quality Agency. The 2025 for ADN is balanced with income and expenses both at 112.2 million Djiboutian francs. Expected revenues mainly come from services like meteorology, calibration of weights, sales of standards, compliance checks, audits, and a government grant which increases from 43.5 million in 2024 to 88.1 million in 2025. Operating expenses are 68.3 million in 2025, up from 43.5 million in 2024. Major expenses include external services and staff costs. Investment expenses total 19.8 million, covering software purchases, lab setup, transportation equipment, and office furniture.
The Council considers the eighth question relating to a draft decree approving and rendering enforceable the provisional 2025 budget for the promotions of culture. Listen once again to the government spokesman.
La question est relative à un projet d'arrêté approuvant et rendant exécutoire.
Eighth question. Draft decree approving the 2025 budget of the National Agency for Cultural Promotion. The 2025 budget for AMPC is balanced with income and expenses both at 171.1 million. The budget remains the same as in 2024. Revenues include service income, miscellaneous income, and government grant. Operating expenses are 165.1 million, with the main costs being purchases, external services, and staff salaries. The investment budget is 6.6 million for office and transport equipment. Secretary of State in charge of sports. Ninth question. Draft decree approving the 2025 budget of the National Agency for Sports Promotion. The 2025 budget for AMPS is balanced with total income and expenses at 136.4 million. The budget is split into operating expenses 104.9 million Djiboutian francs and investment expenses 31.4 million. Expected revenues come from services income, room rentals, plus a government grant of 136.4 million. The operating grant increases by 19.9 million. Operating expenses rise from 99.9 million in 2024 to 10.9 million in 2025, mainly due to an increase in consumable supply purchases. Investment expenses rise to 31.4 million for urgent needs at various sports facilities. Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, government spokesman. 10th question. Draft decree on the reorganization of the National Commission for the Implementation of the African Peer Review Mechanism. The purpose of this decree is to reorganize and revitalize the National Commission for the African Peer Review Mechanism. Djibouti has undergone 2 external reviews, a general review in August 2025 covering 4 thematic areas and a specific review on budget decentralization. Djibouti has successfully completed all stages of the APR process and committed to continuing efforts to fully implement the mechanism. The reorganization will reduce the size of the commission, eliminate the positions of vice president and advisory committee, introduce member rotation, and enhance financial support to ensure the commission's effectiveness. Ministry of Justice and Penitentiary Affairs, Human Rights. 11th question. Draft decree approving the accreditation of 8 lowers. This decree seeks to accredit 8 lowers in accordance with law number 239/N/87/1st of Legislature of January 2025, 1987 regarding the legal professions. Mrs. Hamda Abdi Khairi, Mrs. Asma Abdurrahman Mahmoud, Mrs. Hibo Ahmed Musa, Mrs. Fardousa Muhammad Hassan, Mrs. Maryam Burton, Mrs. Sagal Suleiman Noor, Mr. Hamza Dawood Duksiya, and Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad Ibrahim. 12th question. Draft decree creating a notary office. As 32nd notary office established in Djibouti, and Mrs. Hawa Hamadou Ali is accredited to practice as a notary in accordance with law number 170/N/2/4th Legislature of July 7, 2022 on the notary profession. Third question. Draft decree approving the accreditation of 5 court bailiffs. The following individuals are accredited to practices as court bailiffs: Mrs. Hanawi Luaita Abbas, Mr. Dick Saeed Abdullah, Mr. Muhammad Khalif Bilal, Mr. Ismail Mohammed Ismail, and Mr. Mohammed Abdullah Hassan. Communications. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, government spokesperson, reported on the visit of the President of the French Republic, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Macron, to Djibouti on December 20 and 21, 2024. The Minister of the Environment and Sustainable Development reported on his visit to the Kingdom of Lesotho on December 18, 2024, in his capacity as bearer of a message from His Excellency the President of the Republic as part of the campaign to support the candidacy of Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf for the presidency of the African Union. The Minister of Cities, Urban Planning and Housing reported on her participation in the 8th Arab Habitat Conference and 41 session of the Council of Arab Habitat Ministers held from December 17 to 19, 2024 in Algiers, Algeria.
On Tuesday, December 24, the President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohamed Dileita, and the President of the National Human Rights Commission, Ali Soubenate, signed an initial memorandum of understanding aimed at strengthening collaboration between the two institutions to promote and protect human rights in the Republic of Djibouti. The ceremony was attended by members of the Bureau of the Assembly, the chairmen of the Standing Committee, and members of the Committee on Laws, Legislations, and Human Rights. The protocol is part of the implementations of the Belgrade Principles, which lay the foundation itself for effective cooperation between Parliament and national human rights institutions. It highlights the importance of a stronger partnership to ensure the promotions and protections of fundamental rights. Through this signature, the National Assembly and the CNDH reaffirmed their shared commitment to human rights, reiterating their determinations to work for the respect and dignity of every citizen. The President of National Assembly, Dileita Mohamed Dileita, stressed the importance of this cooperation and pointed out that the CNDH plays an essential role in defending citizens. Listen to the report.
L'occasion de cette cérémonie de signature.
Today, we mark a historic moment in the journey of the Republic, a moment that demonstrates our wavering commitment to the promotion and protection of human rights in Djibouti. The signing of this memorandum of understanding between the National Assembly and the National Human Rights Commission symbolizes the beginning of a strengthening partnership dedicated to advancing the principles that define our democracy. This agreement is not simply a formal document. It embodies our shared responsibility to ensure that every Djiboutian citizen, regardless of their condition, can enjoy the rights and freedoms guaranteed by our Constitution. Collaboration between our institutions will allow us to create a stronger framework for safeguarding the dignity and well-being of all individuals in our country. The signing of this protocol reflects the shared commitment of the National Assembly and the CNDH to work together hand in hand to protect the rights of our citizens. It is a concrete step towards fulfilling our duty to promote human rights and social justice and ensuring that no one is left behind. Finally, let us all remain steadfast in our determination to work hand in hand as a united force to protect the rights and dignity of every Djiboutian citizen. This is not only our duty, it is our moral imperative.
As part of the festivity to celebrate the inclusion of Kher Issa in UNESCO World Heritage List, the Hotel Campus Key today hosted a festive ceremony to honor all those who have contributed to the inclusion of the Kher Issa in UNESCO World Heritage List. Several artistic troupes have treated the crowd with exceptional performances. Dance, music, and other traditional artistic expressions were presented to celebrate the cultures associated with Kher Issa. This cultural ceremony brought together a large crowd of people to celebrate the inscriptions of Kher Issa on the UNESCO Intangible Heritage Register, including members of the government, parliamentarians, and several delegations from neighboring Ethiopia and Somalia. This celebration will not only be a moment of local pride, but also an opportunity to strengthen community solidarity and raise awareness of the importance of preserving cultural traditions. The official launch of the Quality Assurance System Framework document, the Minister of National Education, Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, officially launched the Quality Assurance Systems at the ceremony held at the CFF in the presence of senior MENFOP officials and members of the teaching and administrative staff. CFF Director General Nima Hassan welcomed the minister's officials and participants. She took the opportunity to set the scene by emphasizing the crucial importance of this meeting to officially launch the quality assurance system. This is a system designated to raise the quality standards of MENFOP's educational and administrative services. As the chairman of the Quality Assurance Systems Commission, Mr. Mukhalid Abdul Aziz Hassan, explained in a wide-ranging presentation. The quality assurance system covers the entire education systems, including those involved in teaching and learning, supervisors, assessors. In other words, quality standards refers to the strategies, procedures, actions, and attitudes needed to ensure that quality is maintained and improved, which involves systematically examining the educations on offer in order to maintain and improve its quality, equity, and efficiency. The Inspector General of Education, Muhammad Abdul Ali, went on to inform the audience about the information and ownership process that will accompany the implementations of new quality assurance systems. He indicated that information and training sessions would be scheduled for each teaching and administrative bodies in due course. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training stressed the importance of this quality assurance system. The quality assurance system targets a series of objectives, including good governance, result-based management, and all the parameters covering the quality concept, curricula, assessment, training, teacher performance, research, teachings, aids, peoples, and infrastructure through the norms and the standards established by MENFOP. Yesterday evening, the State Secretariat for Sports organized the second edition at the Gala Sport at Ella Hotel. This annual event now must brought together the great figures of Djiboutian sport, leading political figures, and representatives of the media and armed forces in an atmosphere of celebrations and tribute. The aim of the evening was to highlight the honor the exceptional contributions of those who have made the national sport shine. Among the winners were former players who have left their mark on the country's sporting history, active athletes who are currently shining on the national and international scene, sport journalists, and the sports department best employees of the past year. The event was attended by a number of high-ranking personalities alongside the Secretary of State for Sports, Hassan Mohamed Kamil. There were prominent members of the government, such as the Minister of Health, Ahmed Roble, the Minister of Trade, Mohamed Warsama Diriye, the members of Parliament, the Prefect of the City of Djibouti, as well as representatives of the various armed forces, and a number of leading figures from the world of sport and heads of sport organizations also honored the country's facing the evening with their presences. The highlight of this evening was the award ceremony, at which the winners took the stage, smooth and proud to receive well-deserved recognitions for their effort. Each award highlighted the stories of perseverance, resilience, and success behind the individuals and collective performances. The participation of the Secretary General of the Government, His Excellency Al-Mis Mohammed Abdullahi, in the first Councils of Arab Ministers on Cybersecurity. The Secretary General of the Government, Al-Mis Mohammed Abdi, paid an official visit of 48 hours to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia to take part in the work of the first councils of the Arab ministers on cybersecurity. Mr. Mohammed Abdullahi was accompanied by a large delegation including Mr. Abdulrahman Ali Said, advisor to the President, Mustafa Mohammed Ismail, Director General of ANSI, Yassin Jibril Waberi, Head of Department and Head of the DG CERT and at ANSI, as well as Diayeddin Said Bamakrama, Djibouti's ambassador accredited to Saudi Arabia. During the councils, all the Arab countries unanimously praised the establishment of these new executive bodies responsible for cybersecurity in the Arab world and adopted the related legal and institutional framework. This noble initiative comes at a time when Arab countries facing major cyber challenges. The Ministry of Health, through the expanded programs on immunizations, organized a two-day workshop at the Kempinski Hotel to review the results of the API's annual retreat held in Djibouti City in the various regions of the interior. The aim of this retreat was to take stock of the API's progress over the year, analyze the challenges encountered, and plan actions for 2025-2026. The retreat also provided an opportunity for a midterm review of the API's 2026 immunization strategy for an orientation of the EP strategies, lines, and interventions. These various meetings, all the stakeholders of the immunization were an opportunity to discuss. A major humanitarian event to boost the support for people with disability in partnership with the National Agency and the Qatar Charity organized this morning as part of the joint efforts initiative. During the event of 150 wheelchairs were handed over to promote the independence of people with the reduced mobility, as well as 215 blood pressure measuring devices to improve health care and ensure optimum medical follow-up for beneficiaries. The project aims to meet the basic needs of people with disability while enhancing their social inclusion and improving their quality of life. The event was attended by Dr. Rashid Ben Shafi Al-Mari, Ambassador of State of Qatar and to the Republic of Djibouti, and Ms. Ghaza Eddin, Directors of the Qatar Charity Office, and Mr. Duali Saida Mahmoud, Director General of the National Agency for Persons with Disability. The event took place in an atmosphere of solidarity and commitment, highlighting a model of faithful and collaboration between the two parties. In a speech delivered by the Director of the National Agency, he stressed the importance of this event, pointed out that the aid provided to this essential category of society enjoys the full support of the government. He stressed that these efforts are aimed at improving the quality of life of people with disability and strengthening their social inclusion. This partnership represents an important step in strengthening development and inclusion, is reflecting a shared commitment to building a better and more inclusive future. As part of the celebrations of the Amnesty Month yesterday, the Dakhel Regional Council hosted an awareness-raising workshop for the region's security defenses, notably the police, gendarmerie, army, and customs. The aim of the event was to raise awareness among these key players of the risks associated with the proliferation of small arms and light weapons. The workshop provided a platform for discussions on the strategy for controlling, tracing, and reducing the number of weapons in circulation. It also focused on strengthening collaborations between security institutions. The Artas region has officially launched its long-awaited inter-service tournament on the Sanhal file organized by the Artas regional in Tujura. The tournament of the inter-services by the Subdirectorate organized this event, which marks a high point in the local sporting calendar, brings together several teams from the regions, each representing a particular sector of administrative and social life. The opening match pitted out by against the it was played by a spirit of convivial and fair play. The launch in Arta has officially launched its long-awaited inter-services tournament, and at the Sun Hall Field organized by the Arta's regional subdirectorate, the event, which marks a high point in the local sporting calendar, bringing together several teams from the regions, each representing a particular sector of administrative and social life. The opening match pitched out the Arta Prefecture's team, led by the region's prefect Hassan Dabele, against the Chamber of Commerce team. It was a fine match played in the spirit of conviviality and fair play, with some quality actions that delight the few supporters present. For the international scene, Syria, Israeli army fires on demonstrators in Syria. The Israeli army opened fires on demonstrators calling for an end to Israel's military presence in Deraa. At least one person was injured. Israeli forces set up a military post on an abandoned former Syrian army base in the southern Syrian villages of Maria and denied the local farmers access to their field. Residents reported. Associated Press journalists who visited the site saw the Israeli troops for a distance. The village of Maria at the western end of Deraa province in southern Syria lies close to the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.